is how you build a self-worth so strong that you stop seeking external validation to feel loved and that you're enough. Because this is literally sabotaging your true authentic self. Because if you tend to perform and do things that are against your values, ask people whether you should post that photo, if you tend to place your value, your self-concept onto how people treat you, then you especially need to build an unshakable self-worth. A lot of people spend their lives chasing something external to them that they're never going to achieve for their entire life. And I don't want you to do that too. Because I've been there, and now at 17, I post videos on social media shamelessly. I don't really care if people like me or not. I don't want to please people anymore and do things for people just because they expect me to. Because otherwise, I'm not going to receive that validation and love. In fact, a lot of people think that I'm selfish, being egoistic. First, we'll discover exactly why you tend to place your self-worth into other people's hands and why you people please and do all this stuff. And at the end, I'm going to share some practices, some actionable steps so you can build a safe home that you can come back to as well, which is what having a strong self-worth is about. First, in order to understand why you tend to place your self-worth onto others and people please and all this stuff, you need to understand why you have it in the first place. What is even self-worth? So think about self-worth as a little home. So if the foundations of that home are weak, then every time it's going to rain and storm, then it's going to crash because it's made of paper. So what I mean by this is that you are literally placing your self-worth, your self-concept onto others. So you feel good about yourself whenever someone compliments you, whenever people treat you well, and you feel shitty about yourself. You think that you're a failure every time other people say that you're a failure. You're going to feel bad about yourself, as if you're not worthy of good things in life because people make you feel guilty for wanting more. So to summarize it all, you just think that your level of worth equals how people treat you, perceive you. And that's why you tend to people please, to gain that love and validation back, because you don't feel good enough, you don't feel good about yourself. In order to just feel better, then you want to seek love from others. Because again, once you receive that love, you're going to feel good about yourself. So that's why you tend to perform in a certain way to be liked by others. You tend to be quieter and not too loud because your family members said that you are just too loud, crazy, and outgoing, which is what happened to me. Like, I've always been an extremely extroverted, outgoing person, and some of my family members would say that I'm being too loud and cringy and weird, which it would get to me. I would feel bad, as if there's something wrong about me. And as the years passed and as I read about self-help books, I realized, wait, why am I performing for others, becoming someone else that I don't want to be, just to be approved and accepted by others, so I feel like I'm enough for them? I don't want to live a life like this. I remember that I would literally lend my stuff to my classmates because I was the few people who had everything I needed for school. So I needed to lend a pen and all this stuff to people who didn't have it. And mind you, people would ask me all the time. As a consequence, some people would literally forget to lend my pen back to me, and I would lose stuff, and I was afraid to say no. And I realized that I was becoming a people pleaser, and I want to learn to say no because it's such an important skill in life. Once I started to say no, people started to hate on me. That's why you struggle with people pleasing, and I get you. It's so hard because once you stop people pleasing, stop performing, stop doing things that are not aligned with you, start posting that photo, just start being yourself, you get hated on. But that's a good thing, because every time you act aligned with your values and you set proper boundaries, you're going to filter out all these people who are using you just because you were nice and taking advantage of you and didn't have your best interest. And I'm so happy that I did it, because only by doing that, by stop people pleasing, I received the confirmation of who are the people who were being friends with me for me and who was just taking advantage of me. And having a strong foundation of self-worth is also going to help you stop sabotaging your dreams, because people who have a strong sense of worth, they are most likely to go for what they want and achieve their goals. When people say, oh, that's not realistic, oh, you're never going to achieve it, who do you think you are, you're not worthy of it, they don't get influenced by other people's opinions, and they go for what they want because they have built a strong foundation of who they are, of their self-concept, and they know that they can achieve anything they want in life because they are worthy of it and they just believe in themselves. And that's what I did. I dropped out of high school to pursue content creation full-time. Even though no one is really believing in me, I knew that this was the right decision for me personally. This is what I want to do. I'm passionate about this, and I'm not doing it recklessly. I still have my dad's restaurant as a backup plan, so I took advantage of my circumstances that allowed me to take this risk, and also I didn't want to go to college in the first place. So at the end of the day, you just need to realize that you need to stop placing your worth and self-concept onto others and start chasing it. Realize that you're chasing the wrong thing in the wrong way and start placing it within yourself. Know that your own opinion of who you are, of what you're capable to achieve, matters the most. And it's true, because we are the only people who lived with ourselves for our entire lives. You know your limits, you know your boundaries, and you want to reach your fullest potential. So why do you want to listen to other people? Obviously, I'm not saying, oh, ignore other people's opinions. But at the end, you get to decide based on everyone's opinions that you had and based on the patterns that you observe, what is the best decision for you that you can make. So here are the practices, specific steps and actions you need to implement so you can start laying the foundation to build your safe home for yourself. So first practice, do journaling. Journal about all the experiences that you had on the past that made you want to people please. What are the negative situations, negative opinions that you heard from others that led you to have a weak self-worth in the first place? Then recognize that they are not true, and you just need to have compassion for those experiences, for yourself. To every word, negative opinion that you received throughout your life, try to feel all these negative emotions. Allow yourself to feel them fully. That's how you're going to release them. Second, this is for my people pleasers. Note all the situations, all the things that you are doing right now that do not align with your values. Are you truly being yourself, or are you performing? Are you acting from your values or for the approval and acceptance of others to feel enough? Are you wearing makeup just to get the attention of others so you feel valued and loved, that you matter? Or is it just because you really enjoy it? Are you trying to perform and be the cool kid in school just so you feel accepted by that popular group? Are you saying yes to things that you don't want to do, that don't align with you? Last thing, oh my god, this really helped me. Separate the paper in 2 columns, where on the left you're going to write down other people's tasks, and on the right you're going to write down your tasks. So what I mean by this is, a lot of times the reason why we seek validation from others is that we want to control their perception of us. This is what people pleasing is really about. Actually, you're not being nice, you just want to control other people's perception of you by doing things to please them. Yeah, I know it's a harsh truth, which is why this is going to especially help you. This can also help you stop seeking validation from other people's opinions, to make decisions on your own, to stop caring about what other people think, so you can stop place your self-concept onto other people's words. So by other people's tasks, I mean other people's actions that are not your responsibility to do. And most importantly, that you cannot control. Here we are going to write down, for example, other people's opinions. We cannot control whether people like us or not. And it's not our business. It's not our responsibility to change them by getting into people pleasing and trying to shift their perception of us, how they treat us. If you try it, and trust me, I did it, it's never going to work. Like, other people's perception of you is not going to change, because other people's perception of you and how they treat you is going to change only when they choose to and not when you choose to. And that was a hard pill to swallow for me. Like, I spent a majority of my teens doing that, and only recently I started to stop changing people in my life who don't treat me well. So you're going to write down how people treat you, other people's opinions of you, how they perceive you, whether they think your decisions are right or not. It's none of your business. Instead, you should focus more on this column, which is what you can control, which is your actions, your opinions of you. So you know that you do a lot of productive stuff. So every time people say that you're lazy, you're not going to get offended. So every time others judge you, you are not going to take it personally. Every time people treat you badly in a way that you don't deserve, you're going to be able to set proper boundaries, distance yourself, and stop chasing their approval. Again, it's not going to determine if you feel good about yourself that day or not. Ever since I did that, every time some of my family members would call me lazy, I stopped fighting, because I know that I'm not. If you want to know what I do in my morning routine, night routine, and throughout my day, then go to my vlog playlist. If you want to have that boost of motivation, I stopped attaching my self-worth and self-concept, how I saw myself, based on how people treated me, because nothing is personal. My next video is going to be about how to stop being ambitious but lazy and start acting on your goals. So see you the next one.